What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with yet another video here. My gosh, I haven't done a video on the main channel in a long time. It's been a while. Actually what I can do here real quick is I can see when the last time I uploaded a video on this channel was. If you guys like these kind of videos, remember to like, subscribe, the notification bell, hit me up on Snapchat, add my socials in my bio, and let's get into this. So, today I'm going to be doing my updated, just because right now we are a little bit over it's been about 2 weeks, okay. Because right now we are a little bit over the halfway mark. We're at 50, almost 60 games into the season here. And we are currently on the Four Nations face-off break, or the All-Star break, as I'm calling it now. And I wanted to get this video out today. Tomorrow I'll get right back to... Tomorrow, definitely, I'm going to probably be doing a lot more uploading. Probably get the, what are they called? The power rankings out for the year. But yeah, so I'm going to get into this to a little bit here. I'm finally updating my mid-season predictions, my predictions from the beginning of the year that I did. I filmed that way before the season started. But right now I'm going to be doing that. So, I said the Red Wings were going to win the cup. I do remember that. I forget who I said they were going to play, but the Red Wings, as of now, I'm going to still in last place at 15, 35, and 7. And 37 points is the San Jose Sharks. I'm starting in the Pacific. I'm starting in the West. But yeah, obviously the Sharks have had a little bit of it seems like they've had a better season than last year as of late. Last year, let me see NHL standings. Last year, the Sharks they were probably the worst team in the league. Overall, they were obviously the worst team in the league overall last year. At the end of the year, they were 19-54-9, and they had 47 points. Obviously, right now, I don't think they could probably have 20, 21, 22, 23 wins. They could obviously be getting better as the season goes on. But yeah, and then... Yeah, so, and then above them is the Seattle Kraken at 24, 29, and 4, 52 points. I don't know what to say about the Kraken here. They've had some decency here and there. Obviously, this is not that they were garbage their first year. They were good a year. I don't remember when they were good or when we had them. And I don't know when they entered the league. I don't remember that very much. Or I do, I should say, but I don't remember exactly when their first year was 21-22. So 22-23, they were pretty good. Let me look at their record in 21-22 season. Their record in the 21-22 season was 27-49-6. They had 60 points. They were pretty bad. And then 22-23, isn't that the year they made the playoffs? Yeah, it was. They were 46-28-8 and had 100 points exactly. And then last year they were 34-35-13 and had 81 points. They were still decent last year. But I don't know what's been going on with them. They only have 52 points right now. They are, I don't know what it is. It could be, I'm just going to say it's probably just a crap ton of injuries. That's just literally the reason why. But I can see them being a decent team here the next few years. Maybe 26, 27, who knows. But yeah, and then after them is the Anaheim Ducks at 24-24-6. They have 54 points. Again, I'm just going to chalk them up to injuries, but obviously, I think as the season goes on, the Ducks, the Kraken will start winning. Plus, we also have the deadline here very, very shortly. I'm not exactly sure when the NHL trade deadline is, but yeah, that'll be coming up in March. Let me see when it is exactly. NHL trade deadline. I believe it was March 8th. March 7th. March 7th is our trade deadline. Okay. And then the Flames 26, 21, and 8. I think the Flames can have a decent season. I don't know if they're in the conversation yet for being in the playoffs, but I think they could sneak in. Obviously, the Canucks 26, 18, and 11, 63 points. Canucks have been good all year, so I'm kind of glad with that. I think they will try to sneak in, obviously. Again in the playoffs, who knows? I truly believe the Flames down will not get in the top. I believe I'm still. And then the Kings at 29, 17, and 7, 65 points in 53 games. Again, obviously, I still think the Kings are good. The Knights are still pretty good. And then 33, 17, and 6, 72 points. The Oilers, 34, 17, and 4, 72 points. Obviously, I believe my prediction is that the Oilers will win it. So next year in the offseason, this year in the regular season, in the playoffs, it'll be the Jets, the Stars, the Wild, the Avs, the Oilers, the Knights, the Kings, and the Canucks. Playoffs, NHL. I still think so it's 8 from each team. For each of 3, 4. I think the Wild, if they have a good year, they could get in 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I think it'll be the Jets, Stars, Wild, Avs, Oilers, Knights, Kings, Canucks would be the 8 teams from that. Obviously, in last place in the Central is the Chicago Blackhawks at 17, 31, and 7, 41 points. Last year, they had a pretty bad year. Let me look. They were 23. They had 52 points at the end of the year. Right now, they have 41. They're currently, who knows, once we get out of the All-Star, this Four Nations thing, which I do kind of want to talk about on, once we get next week. Talk about it next week a little bit more. Another surprising team that I think will stay at the bottom of the division here in the West is the Nashville Predators have surprisingly been bad. With all of their offseason moves like Steven Stamkos, they're currently 19, 28, and 7. They have 45 points, and obviously I believe I'm just going to chalk this up to the fact that the Predators are bad because of the, I'm just going to say it's injuries. I'm just chalking it up to injuries. The Blues are also kind of 25, 26, and 5. They have 55 points. They're obviously they're obviously the Blues and the Predators. I'm just chalking up to the sense of the fact that they have injuries. I know the Blues made an interesting trade, a couple days ago. Speaking of that, let me look at NHL. Let me see if there's any. I know this shouldn't be a thing, but while I'm talking about the predictions, but I am going to. Okay, yeah, the Blues acquire Andrew Noski, Corey from the Penguins for Mathis Lapierre. They did trade. Oh yeah, so they did trade, and I don't know if I talked about this, but they traded Scott Prunovich to the Islanders for a draft pick. So they kind of got rid of, which I'm like, okay. But yeah, so they're kind of like, I don't know which way to go with the Blues. I don't know if the Blues are either, they're just, for me, every year, they're either, I like them, or I don't like them. Who knows, though. Again, the Utah Hockey Club, they've been surprisingly good. They are currently 24, 23, and 9, 57 points. They're actually kind of good. I didn't think they would be good once they moved to Utah, but they have been good. I mean, they obviously came to Pittsburgh, the first time the Penguins played them. They beat them 6-1. But yeah, so now you have the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche will make the playoffs. I don't know if I don't see the hockey club, the Blues, the Predators, or the Blackhawks all making the playoffs. I'm obviously just going to I'm not keeping my prediction here. I'm going to switch my prediction, but once I get through all the teams, I'm talking about them a little bit here. The Avs, they have McKinnon. I don't know if Landeskog's been playing. Makar, they traded Rantanen. But obviously some of those new guys they got in the deal probably have been doing better as of late. 33, 22, and 2. 68 points. They could be a playoff team. I don't know if they're going to be like that team, like, oh, everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you got to watch out for that Colorado Avalanche team in the playoffs because they're scary good because they don't have Rantanen anymore. Let me look up the Avalanche NHL. Look up their roster. I don't actually know how good everyone is on that team. The new guys they brought in, like Jack Drury, they brought in. I'm actually not sure how I know they brought in Jack Drury from that trade, that big trade. Ever since coming to Carolina, 2 goals, no assists, no 2 points, plus minus of -2. So he's been, I mean, it is only 8 games. They brought in Marty Necas in that trade as well. Who, I'm hoping Necas is a goon. He's been good ever since. Okay, oh my god, yes. 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points, and a plus minus of +1 in 8 games since joining the Avs. I think that is yeah. They brought in, who else did they bring in that trade? Let me look it up. Hold on, NHL trade tracker. Who else did they bring in? To Colorado. Yeah, that's the only 2. That's it. On that for Colorado. But yeah, obviously Marty Necas in Colorado is disgusting. I mean, I'm happy about it. And then obviously the Wild, I think if the Wild start like slipping out, I think anyone at the mentioned at the bottom, like the Utah Hockey Club, could slip into the playoffs if the Wild just start to fall off. But I don't know if they will. Right now, they're 33, 19, and 4, and they have 70 points. I'm predicting them to make the playoffs. Dallas, 35, 18, and 2, 72 points. And then, yeah, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, hey, the Stars are going to be one of the better teams in the league, I would have been like, true, they are. Obviously, the Winnipeg Jets at 39, 14, and 3, 81 points. They're probably, like, the best team in that league. I can see them obviously being good there. Now I'm going to go to the Metro, my favorite division. Actually, you know what? No, we'll go to the East. Alright, so we have the Florida Panthers, 34, 20, and 3. I think usually the West is always not less competitive than the East is, because there's an even amount of teams. It's just the West is weird every year. It's always like the last spot is always up for grabs in the West. The West and the East are like weak. There's always one team fighting for the last play. 3 or 4 teams in the West that are fighting for the last playoff spot in the West, and obviously in the West, also in the East too, I believe. The Panthers, 34, 20, and 3, 71 points. They won the Cup last year. Yeah, so I'm going to keep them there. The Leafs are, I'm keeping them in the conversation. The Leafs are 33-20-2, 68 points. They're good. The Lightning are good. The Lightning are still doing good without Steven Stamkos, and I'm surprised. The Ottawa Senators are 29-23-4. Now, the Senators here, on the other hand, I don't know if I talked about them much in my videos, but I didn't see them as a team that could get into the playoffs. But I can see them, but who knows? If they've lost 3 straight. Okay. The Red Wings, I predicted them to win it all, and they're just having it. They had at one point, they had like a 7 or 8 game winning streak, so they're 28-22-5. I don't know if this. Yeah, so I don't know if the Red Wings could get in, but maybe they could if the Senators or someone doesn't suck. Or if someone starts to suck like the Senators, but who knows? The Bruins, what the heck's up with the Bruins? My goodness. They're 27-24-6, 60 points. I don't even think they're in a wild card race right now. Let me see where they are. No, they're literally only a point out from the Jackets and the Red Wings. Right now, the wild card is the Senators and the Red Wings, and you have the Flames are on the verge, the Canucks and the Avs are on the verge of a wild card. The Canucks and the Avs and the Canucks are currently the 2 wild card teams, with the Flames being only 3 points out. But getting back to what I was saying here is, in the division, the Bruins right now, again, obviously a lot of these are chalking up, so I don't see them making it in. Canadians, I don't see them making it in, nor do I with the Sabres. The Capitals, obviously, I can. The Hurricanes, yes. Devils, yes. Blue Jackets. Now, the Blue Jackets, let me see what the wild card is there. The Blue Jackets are only a point out. The Blue Jackets, the Bruins, the Rangers, the Islanders are only a couple points, but yeah. The Rangers they started the year pretty good and have just fallen off as of late. I hope and pray that they don't make the playoffs. The Islanders will probably not make it in. Penguins, again, obviously it's just chalked up to a lot of old guys just getting old, and then the Flyers have just been terrible. So literally my teams that are in the playoffs will be the Panthers, the Leafs, the Lightning, and the Senators. And then the Capitals, the Canes, the Devils, and the Blue Jackets. And then you have the Stars and Jets, Stars, Wild, and Avs. Then you have the Oilers, Knights, Kings, and the Canucks. I think right now, obviously, I'm switching up my predictions. I had the Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup in my previous prediction in my early season predictions, but now I think I'm gonna hand obviously all the stuff. I'm handing my the cup. I think I'm switching my predictions up and going with the Edmonton Oilers, so that way Connor McDavid can get a Stanley Cup. I'd be kind of glad to see him finally get it. He made it all the way to the Cup last year, and they ended up losing. So I'm kind of I'm hoping and praying that the Oilers can finally get there to the Cup this year and actually win. I mean, it was a good series, but once the playoffs start, I will obviously be giving you guys each round. I'll be doing more in depth with each round. I'm not gonna do the whole picture right now. I'm not doing the whole picture, but yeah. That's pretty much it there. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get back into the expansion franchise. Tomorrow will be deadline day for the California Golden Seals. Not exactly sure where we are with the Quebec Nordiques, but we'll get into that tomorrow. And then tomorrow as well, probably later tomorrow afternoon, early-ish, the latest tomorrow at some point, I will probably be uploading and uploading my power rankings tomorrow, maybe even tonight here at some point. Maybe after the game at like 10:30. But yeah, if you guys like these kinds of videos, remember, leave a like, subscribe, that notification bell, hit me up on Snapchat, add my socials in my bio, and I will see you guys all in the next one.